Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to the Cozy Ghost. I'm your host October, and welcome back to the Beginner's Guide. Let's just get right back into it. Where am I? Oh, this is pretty. How did I get here? Ooh. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I am. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. The first machine, the whisper machine. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I know where it is. It isn't far. You have to take me to it. I can do that, but there's a problem.
The last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even.
Sure.
And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
When you only know one way of expression, it's hard to let that go to take a break. I can do that, but there's a problem. It's guarded by a difficult puzzle. If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal? Deal. It's a Torii gate. Come along. I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Ah, that was so simple. I can't believe I never solved it before. These are all my answers. Okay, here we are. What are you talking about? Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Okay? Oh, that feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Ooh, it sounds like someone's having a panic attack. Okay. When I make games, I feel completely energized.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. It never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop.
Oh, Coda's a woman?
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Why did I assume Coda was a guy? Did he say he? He might have. Those were women's cries, and that looked like a very effeminate person on the couch. The machine. Oh. Scary. Hi. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. I see. Do you know where the poisonous games have come from? What will you do with it? Can you tell us? Will the machine ever explain itself? What are your next actions? When will we get answers? Will we get to see the machine? What will you do with it? How did you capture it? What can you tell us? Will it be punished? You stopped?
Of course, it's the machine.
You stopped feeding us. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? Two. It's only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. Alright then, I'll speak to them for you. My friends, I have a troubling revelation. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. I don't know if it was deliberate, but okay. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Okay. Oh, we're back here. Whoa. Destroying the audience.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself.
So yeah,
I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people. To get some actual feedback on his game.
I don't know if that's helpful.
It might get him out of isolation.
I don't think it would. Oh.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback.
So why would he?
What if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
But that's not really your choice to make. I mean, it has meaning. The work has meaning. Just because it's not valuable to you doesn't mean it's not valuable to him. Like, yes, oh, I'm falling.
So I started showing Coda's work to people.
With his
Took this
consent.
one, and the islands which
Right?
he just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
But Coda didn't ask you to do that. And just because you trust someone doesn't mean that he trusts them. Put down your weapon. Oh. That's not putting down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Not really.
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need. To be told that my work is good. That I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something...
But did he want that?
I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
Why do I feel like he's a villain?
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while.
Sure.
So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Okay.
This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Okay.
So let's take a look.
Okay. I'm curious. June 2011.